I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 19th, 2016. 38-year-old Israeli Daphna Meir was laid to rest yesterday morning at the Givat Shaul Cemetery in Jerusalem, where some 1,500 people came to pay their respects to the slain mother of six. Meir was stabbed to death on Sunday right outside her home in the West Bank Jewish settlement of Otniel by a Palestinian teenager. Israeli security forces arrested the suspected terrorist, 16-year-old Morad Adais, at his home in the Palestinian village of Yatta, south of Hebron. And a 30-year-old woman was injured yesterday when she was stabbed by a Palestinian teen in the Jewish settlement of Tekoa. Michal Froman, who was pregnant, was moderately wounded. She was stabbed in the shoulder, her unborn child unharmed. The terrorist was detained at the scene by two armed civilians. When he tried to attack one of them, he was shot in the leg and treated by IDF medics who arrived at the scene. He was then taken to the hospital in moderate condition. He was named as 15-year-old Otman Mohammed Sha'alan. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed that Israel would remain committed to its security and dealing with those who threaten it. Speaking today at the 67th anniversary of the opening of the first Knesset, Netanyahu said, "No one will be successful in removing us from our land. We will be here forever. We will continue to build it and protect it." Meanwhile, U.S. Ambassador to Israel Dan Shapiro is facing some backlash over comments he made yesterday during a speech he gave at a conference in Tel Aviv. While Shapiro said the U.S. unequivocally condemns these barbaric acts of terrorism, referring to the two attacks in the West Bank, he also said that at times Israel seemed to employ a double standard when it came to dealing with Palestinian and Jewish terror, claiming that in the West Bank, quote, too much vigilantism goes unchecked. The Prime Minister's office criticized Shapiro, saying the ambassador's words on a day when a mother of six is buried and a day when a pregnant woman is stabbed are unacceptable and incorrect, adding that Israel enforces the law against Israelis and against Palestinians. It is the Palestinian Authority who is responsible for the political deadlock and which continues to incite and refuses to negotiate. Jews across Argentina yesterday gathered to mark the first anniversary of the death of Jewish prosecutor Alberto Nisman and call for justice. Marches and other events took place in Buenos Aires, Cordoba, Parana, and San Luis. Nisman was found dead in his apartment from a bullet wound to the head on January the 18th of 2015. He had been investigating the 1994 bombing of a Jewish community center in Buenos Aires that killed 85 people and was about to present his findings, including allegations of a cover-up against then-President Cristina Fernandez, to Argentina's Congress. Nisman's death was reported as a suicide, but many maintain that he was murdered and today renewed their demands for justice. Pope Francis visited Rome's main synagogue on Sunday, becoming the third pope to do so. Chief Rabbi of Rome, Riccardo De Segni, said Friday that the papal visit shows 50 years of improving Christian-Jewish relations and an example of interfaith harmony, particularly in a time where violent fanatics use religion to justify their actions. Pope Francis addressed that in his comments at the synagogue Sunday, saying the violence of man against man is in contradiction with any religion worthy of this name, in particular the three great monotheistic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The pontiff said neither violence nor death will ever have the last word before God. Turning now to some entertainment news, Jewish actress, comedian, singer Bette Midler is set to return to Broadway next year in the revival of Hello, Dolly. The Divine Miss M will take on the lead role, originated on Broadway in 1964 by Carol Channing. Barbra Streisand played Dolly on screen in the 1969 film version. The beloved show features music and lyrics by Jewish composer Jerry Herman. Performances on Broadway begin on March the 13th of 2017 with an official opening night of April the 20th of next year. And looking now at our programming for tonight, Tuesday, January the 19th, at 7 o'clock, Bret Stephens of the Wall Street Journal and Dr. Ari Zeiban of Bar Ilan University talk about Israel's groundbreaking work with water in a program of the Jewish Week and American Friends of Bar Ilan from Temple Emmanuel Skirball Center. At 8, the American Jewish Committee's Dr. Stephen Boehm discusses the future of the U.S.-Israeli relationship in a program of the AJC from Beit Torah in Mount Kisco, New York. At 9, former Israeli ambassador to the U.S. Michael Oren shares his perspective on the U.S.-Israel relationship with Mark Golub on L'chaim. And at 10, Professor Emeritus of Harvard Law School Alan Dershowitz talks about his most famous cases and Israel in a UJA and JCC of Greenwich program at Greenwich Library. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, President of CJP, Greater Boston's Jewish Federation, Barry Schrage, sits with Mark Golub to talk about issues pertaining to Jewish life and engagement. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 19th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.